This message has been transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. All residents, lock your doors and windows immediately. A suspicious individual has been roaming around the city of Seattle. At this time, the individual's motives are not understood and no injuries or deaths have happened, though mass damage has occurred in the area. At this time, residents should be aware of this and be on the alert. If you see any individual that is acting suspicious, call 911 immediately. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates on this developing situation. This message has been transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. A 911 outage has occurred in Seattle and other areas including King County and Spokane County. At this time, residents cannot contact 911 for emergency purposes. At this time, residents should call 206-625-5011 or go to your local fire, ambulance, or police station to report an emergency. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates. This message has been transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. This is an update to the 911 outage. An unknown individual has sabotaged the 911 system and putting many false calls. Due to this, the 911 system is restored but may be slow due to the sabotage. Normal programming may now resume. This message has been transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. Multiple reports are coming in of a Wendigo-type creature roaming around the area of Seattle causing chaos and has killed a few people. It is currently unknown if the suspect is related to the one that caused the 911 outage. At this time, residents should lock their doors and windows immediately. If the individual breaks into your house, use armed protection by any means. Police are currently being dispatched to apprehend the suspect. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates on this developing situation.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. This is an update to the civil danger warning. The assailant, now identified as the Wendigo, is responsible for the attacks. The Wendigo is a creature that has the appearance of a reindeer and is extremely hostile to anyone it comes across. People can also transform into Wendigos by either consuming the flesh of another human being, or being overpowered by greed. Signs of its presence include heavy breathing, a foul stench, and the sounds of hooves. Police and SWAT teams are being deployed to contain the Wendigo, as the Wendigo has caused a significant amount of fatalities. If you see the Wendigo, do not fight it, as it will kill you and turn you into a Wendigo. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates on this dangerous situation.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the Washington State Police and the Washington State Government. The Wendigo situation has worsened as more and more attacks have been reported throughout Washington State. Due to this, police are having a difficult time exterminating these creatures. Also, around 100 people have turned into Wendigos and are aiding the attack, and several police and SWAT officers have become Wendigos. At this time, a statewide stay-at-home order has been placed and will be effective immediately. The National Guard is also being deployed to assist. If you see a Wendigo, try to get away as fast as you can. Wendigos have a heightened hearing and can hear heartbeats from miles away. If you are hiding, try to breathe slowly, which will slow your heartbeat, making you less likely to get attacked. It is advised all residents turn off all electronics and lights and lock all doors and windows. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates on this dangerous situation.
This is Creme 2 News and I'm your host Cortana. Today we have some breaking news. Multiple reports have been coming in of these creatures called Wendigos causing mass death and destruction around Seattle and other areas including Yakima, Spokane Valley, and other areas. We currently do not have a live correspondent as the conditions are too dangerous. Police are struggling to exterminate these creatures as there are now a reported 300 running rampant. Authorities are urging residents to stay in their homes and to not go outside for any reasons, as you can be in extreme danger. We now go to politics.
This message has been transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the United States government. An immediate evacuation is underway in the following states that include Idaho, Washington, California, Montana, and Oregon. The Wendigo situation has worsened dramatically over the past few hours. Multiple Wendigo attacks are occurring, and now there are over than 1,000 Wendigos. Police and the National Guard are having a difficult time exterminating the Wendigos. All residents receiving this message should gather important supplies such as non-perishable food, water, and a battery-powered radio with an extra set of batteries to last you and your family for the duration of the emergency. Also, the Wendigos are resistant to all forms of damage and weaponry. Martial law is being declared and the United States military will now control all aspects of life. Stay tuned when more information becomes available. This message has been transmitted at the request of the United States government, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the New York State Police. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. There have been over 100 Wendigo sightings in the East Coast, in the following states: New York State, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Washington, D.C. At this time, residents should stay in their homes with important supplies, such as non-perishable food, water, and a battery-powered radio with an extra set of batteries to last you and your family for the duration of the emergency. Stay tuned to TV and radio stations for further updates on this dangerous We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This message has been transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the United States government. As of 8 p.m. over 200.5 Wendigos are attacking the United States and have begun to spread out to the rest of the world. Wendigos are resistant to all forms of weaponry and exterminating them has been proven to be futile. At this time, there is nothing to do as the military is failing at keeping areas safe and secure and most of the country has succumbed to the Wendigos. Now a message from the President or one of his designated representatives.
Hello all my fellow Americans. Currently, we are dealing with a crisis no one could have ever imagined. We are currently under attack by man-eating creatures called Wendigos, which are creatures that seek to only eat and control. Currently, there is nothing left to do as the military has tried and failed at defeating the Wendigo threat, and they have also started spreading throughout the rest of the world with over 5.368 billion Wendigos are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. At this time, there is nothing to do. It is advised to gather with loved ones and friends and brace for the inevitable end. I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but right now isn't the time. The final activation of the EAS will conclude with the playing of our national anthem. May God bless us all.
That was a message from the President. We now return to the emergency alert system. This is a national-level emergency and all broadcast stations shall transmit this message. During this emergency, some broadcast stations will remain on the air providing news and information for your local area. We now conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system with the final playing of our national anthem.
Event type is national emergency for all of Canada. This message is transmitted at the request of the Canadian government. Multiple man-eating Wendigos have been spotted in Canada and originated from the United States. At this time, there is nothing left to do as the Canadian Armed Forces have failed. All residents are advised to gather with loved one and friends and brace for the inevitable end. This broadcast will end with one last playing of our national anthem.
Event type is national emergency for all of Canada. The message is transmitted that request of the Canadian government. Multiple man-eating Wendigo have been spotted in Canada and originated from the United States. At the time, there is nothing left to do. The Canadian Armed Force have failed. All residents are advised to get with loved one and free and brace for the inevitable end. The broadcast will end with one last playing of our national anthem.
Attention all Class D personnel. Please enter the containment chamber. Please approach SCP-173 for testing. Subject D9341, enter the containment chamber or you will be terminated. This is your last warning. This is your last warning. This is your last warning.